You know, we are living in a critical time today in the history and the story of the continent of Africa. If we aspire for our continent to be transformed, we must also be able to be in the position where people can work on their purpose, where people can work on the things that they are born to do, and they don't have to worry only about whether that thing can give them money or not. Because when I look at this country we live in, the greatest invention humanity is benefiting from, it never came from people who were only thinking of how to make money out of it. I don't think when the Wright brothers were trying to design a plane, their first thought was, if we succeed to design this plane, 10,000 companies will order this plane and will become billionaires. Of course, the Wright brothers are not even billionaires. That wasn't the thought, but they had in them a strong desire to do something that God planted in them, which is their purpose, which is their mission on this side of eternity. As a people, we must start working on the things that have been planted in our hearts and our spirit to work on, which is what we have to deliver on this side before we get out. $15 years ago, to open a brokerage account, you needed at least $15,000 to do that. Today, you need a cell phone, you need internet, and you need the ability to download an application, create an account. And with a coach like myself or Dr. Edimo, you should be able to accelerate your growth. I'm not talking here like some great successful guy who've done great stuff. Yes, I've made some progress. And every time I make progress, I share it because I want other people to make that progress. I want other people to understand how to take advantage of this great country we are in. Up until now, there is no question about it. This is the greatest nation on earth, America. With all its challenges, with all its struggles, with all its difficulties, this is the only country where immigrants can come in and within 10 years can change their destiny and the destiny of their generations to come. This is the only country. No other country in the world. I have friends in China. I have friends in Germany. I have friends all over the world. Not like America. This is the only country where my young friend from Atlanta, the Baron, can come in from Mundemba and start a business in trading and selling tires and changing tires for people's cars. And is able to become a very successful man, educating, providing scholarships in Boya and other parts of Africa. He has hotels, he has apartments, and he's making a significant dent. It's only in this country. But the key is, why don't a lot of people take advantage? Because a lot of people, number one, don't know what is available to us. And number two, when we know what is available to us, we don't commit to spending to dedicating a portion of our income to investing in assets that will generate value over time. Because that is where the secret lies. That is where everything else lies. Because your physical body is going to get tired.
What if you lost your job today? How long will you be able to hang on? Is your emergency fund able to give you 6 months of leeway? Or are you like most people who, if they lose their job, they are 1 month away from financial disaster? Listen, I know you're working hard. I know you show up every day, but it doesn't feel like anything is changing. You feel stuck. And the reason why you feel stuck is because most people earn more, but lifestyle inflation eats it up. No one ever taught you how to build wealth. Your income isn't the well. Your income is a seed. It might not create freedom if you don't duplicate it. But here is the good news. Here is what I want to tell you today. I have created the Paycheck to Prosperity Seminar, and I am inviting you to that seminar on Saturday, the 2nd of August, for a small investment of $97. You'll be able to break free from the paycheck loop and finally take control of your money. How to shift from saver to wealth builder with a proven intentional strategy. How to increase your income without quitting your 9 to 5 or working more hours. How to find your best path to prosperity based on your income, goals, and lifestyle. How to move from confusion to confidence with money decisions that build real wealth and get practical tools and live support to build your system and stay consistent. If you're ready for that shift, don't hesitate. Click in the link below and go ahead and register for this life-changing seminar. I'll see you on the inside.
When I came to America in the year 2000, I started working as a nursing assistant, making $12 an hour. Boy, I used to crack 6 days out of 7, double shift, 16 hours. Young and vibrant. Because I knew work hard and you make money. But nobody told me, Gustav, when you work hard, you got to invest part of it in this kind of vehicles. So that way, at this point in your life, 20 years later, Those seeds have generated fruits, and those fruits have seeds, and those seeds have generated their own fruits, and you're sitting on a compounding impact that is incredible to believe. Because the US stock market is the only place where you can plant as an everyday person who is not interested in becoming an entrepreneur for yourself or investing in real estate, which requires a certain amount of capital. The stock market is a place where you can plant $250 a month, every month, every month, every month. And in 10 years, you could be sitting on hundreds of thousands. I know that. I know that because the simple company called Ross, where we all buy t-shirts from, Ross stock between the year 2000 and today, 25 years, have grown by 3,900%. I want you to do the math. I failed math in Form 2. I don't know. Just do the math and tell me what $1,000 if you invested in it would have been. I want us to understand the importance and the urgency of now for these things. Knowledge is one thing. But you know what? When I was growing up, I used to know knowledge is power. No. The only knowledge that is power is knowledge that is acted upon. You can sit and listen to me today. You can sit and listen to Dr. Idimo Harish when we're going to have the show. Check him out on Facebook. Check him out on YouTube. Well smart. This guy is crazy smart. Just keep an eye when we schedule the next live show. It's going to be coming. He will be on the line. You will learn a thing or two from him. But I want to tell you something, guys. I want to tell you something. And I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. The beauty about the times we live, where we live, you doing well doesn't stop me from doing well. So I have no interest to see you not do well. I want you to understand that. In fact, you doing well, me doing well, it's better for both of us. You know why? Because it gives us a chance to do things beyond just imagination. Let me tell you a beautiful story. I used to work for a top company called Oracle Corporation. Oracle is the #1 database manufacturing and management company in the world, owned by Larry Ellison. And one day I was talking to one of my colleagues. He's a Texan, and this guy probably about 41 at that point. And we're just having a chat in the office. You know, one of those Fridays things are slow. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? He said, Gustav, man, 10 of my friends were watching Super Bowl last week, and we decided we want to do a trip to Kenya. I think it was Kenya or some East African country. You know, a church trip, and we just put $10,000 together to go out and you know, visit and help out and do some stuff with some charitable organizations there. And I'm like, man, Eric, are you sure we do the same job, bro? Every 2 weeks you're in Las Vegas or vacation or Florida with your wife and kids up, down, center. And I know how much we can earn with our bonuses and everything. And he laughed. I said, but you got 3 kids, man. Aren't you planning for their college and stuff? He said, Gustav, man, their grandfather took care of that already. The guy basically invested in simple vehicles that he transferred into his trust. And his trust now is being able to generate enough dividend every year to guarantee that his great-grandkids and even 10 generations of his children will be able to go to college and their parents don't have to worry. So that automatically saves my friend about $500,000 to $600,000 of his money, depending on what his children want to do. So when he told me that, I smiled and I said, Gustav, we're getting it wrong. What is it that we're not doing right? Yes, our parents used to buy cows, they buy sheep, they buy goats, they buy plantain, they plant palm kernel, they do all these things. That was their own way of planning for the future with the resources and assets they have in the realities of their different parts of Cameroon and Africa where they live. They were still thinking of a future. They were thinking that if I buy 1 male goat and I buy 1 female goat and they cross and they make 4 goats, I've duplicated my money. But we are in a place where it's easier for us. We are the first and second generation of African immigrants in this country. We are the ones to change that narrative. We are the ones to change that story. We are the ones to make sure that everybody coming after us has a chance to do the things that drives us forward. You know, we are living in a critical time today in the history and the story of the continent of Africa. And I can never talk without talking about the continent that gave me life. The reason why we're here. America is a country of conglomeration of people from different parts of the world. And every community in this country has their anchor in their country of origin. I've gone to school, I've worked with boys from Jewish boys, and they always make sure they go to Israel very often, even though they were born in America, because they've been taught that America is a playing field. America is the hut, where you must have your anchor in where your root comes from. I have friends from Poland, from Romania, from Germany, from Mexico, different parts of the world. So we must always understand that whatever it is we are doing as a people, we must find a way to stay connected and impact our continent of birth. Otherwise, it will be a waste of our time. And so when we think about that, we think about where the continent is trying to go, some of the initiatives that needs to be done. You know, one of the things that needs to happen to radically help move us forward, we as a people must not only say that, we must start believing in that, but most importantly, we must start working in ways that also give credence to that. What do I mean by that? I mean, whatever you are doing as a career, as a job, as a means of living, you must also think of how that can be duplicated on the continent and how that can create possibilities. You know why? Because I've read books on immigrant communities in America, and the first and second generation that usually come to America, they are the ones who set the tone for the generations that come after. They are the ones who give the generations that come after the possibility to know that it is possible, and it is possible to do. If we aspire for our continent to be transformed, we must also be able to be in the position where people can work on their purpose, where people can work on what their gift is, where people can work on the things that they are born to do, and they don't have to worry only about whether that thing can give them money or not. Because when I look at this country we live in, the greatest inventions humanity is benefiting from, it never came from people who were only thinking of how to make money out of it. I don't think when the Wright brothers were trying to design a plane, their first thought was, if we succeed to design this plane, 10,000 companies will order this plane and will become billionaires. Of course, the Wright brothers are not even billionaires. Right? That wasn't the thought. But they had in them a strong desire to do something that God planted in them, which is their purpose, which is their mission on this side of eternity. As a people, we must start working on the things that have been planted in our hearts and our spirit to work on, which is our purpose, which is what we're called to do, which is what we have to deliver on this side before we get out. So I want to remind you that if this message touched you somewhere that you find valuable, I pray that you get encouraged today, that you don't throw in the towel, that you understand that even the tough times too shall pass. Even Donald Trump is going to leave the White House soon. But take advantage of what is happening. A lot of companies are on sale on the stock market. I pray that you have a wonderful evening. Make sure you have a good Friday. And by all means, be well. But you know what? Even if I don't have a chance to meet you physically anytime soon, I don't know who might have spoken upon your mind or upon your life. What circumstance might have convinced you that you're not smart, you're not intelligent, that you're not educated, that you're not capable enough, that you're not enough. I want to remind you that yes, you are enough. That you're smart, you're capable, you're able. You are blessed with something that you could deliver on at a level of excellence that nobody else can. And that wherever you go, no matter the circumstances, make sure you try to be well, to be blessed, and by all means, don't stop being a blessing to somebody else.